Join me, 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, on my podcast, My Life of Crime, as I take on true crime investigations like no other. This season, I'm looking into the labyrinth of crime and secrets within families. I'm cutting straight to the evidence and talking to the people directly involved, including investigators and the families of victims. Listen to My Life of Crime with Erin Moriarty wherever you get your podcasts.
Inspired by the life of the savvy and ambitious Colombian businesswoman Griselda Blanco comes a new Netflix original limited series. Griselda tells the story of a devoted mother who, with her lethal blend of charm and relentless savagery, creates one of the most powerful cartels in history. Witness Sofia Vergara's captivating transformation into the godmother of the underworld. Griselda, now streaming only on Netflix.
Bare naked, bare naked, bare naked, ABCs. Welcome to the Bare Naked ABCs, where we will be talking a little bit more about, of course, the wonderful Christmas album in the middle of spring. Not really sure.
It doesn't feel like spring.
That's true.
Well, up here in Maine, it doesn't make up its mind. You know, we go from hot to cold, so...
It's going to be 32 degrees Fahrenheit
It was
tonight.
snowing here the other day. So.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
See, Mother Nature knew we'd be covering this song, and she was just having our backs.
Thanks, Mother Nature.
Awesome.
She said in her most sarcastic tone.
Should we blame Tracy for the weather then?
Let's blame Tracy. Tracy,
That's
it's
right.
your fault.
Maybe Tracy should get through the intro.
You're going to really hate me when we hit one in the middle of the summer.
Maybe Tracy should finish the intro.
So tonight we don't have Erin. We do have with us Michelle.
Hello.
Welcome. And we have also with us tonight Blake Reilly from a number of different podcasts on the Filling the Void podcast network.
Yes, the boss is here. How you doing?
Hey, boss, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm actually doing really good. I was joking around before we came on that I took a podcast and literally decided to do this show right in the middle of it. And then I'm taking another week off after this. So...
Well, we appreciate you taking your time out to do this with us.
We totally do.
Yeah, definitely. I love this show. I love this show before you guys came on. So since I found it. So
Thank you.
It's great to have someone on that like really listens to the show and enjoys it, and you know, even though we tell bad jokes like the one I'm going to put at the end of the episode tonight, which was a major fail on my part.
I hope I'm your favorite. I hope you listen in to tune in to me.
People, for real, don't
hope.
skip the end of the show. Listen to the end of this because it's really, really weird.
Yeah, listen to the end, folks. You'll want to.
If for nothing else than to see what a cornball I really can be.
Yeah.
If you thought his puns were bad.
Oh yeah, Mill, don't listen after the end of the
Everyone
show.
but Mill, listen.
Yeah.
Mill, you're not going to like it.
Mill, you're going to want to throw your whatever you're listening to the podcast on through the window.
Yeah.
So tonight we're going to talk about Elf's Lament.
Toiling through the ages, making toys on garnished wages. There's no union, we're only through when we outdo the competition.
From the holiday album. I forget the year right now.
2004.
I want to say, 2004. And this song, which is weird because a lot of them were kind of co-written on this album. This one is exclusively written by Ed, but we have Michael Bublé helping out. One of the interesting things, of course, was that Michael Bublé was actually hosting the Junos this year when BNL got their award.
Yes.
I actually didn't know that. There you go.
So it was really kind of cool that they had... I don't know if they planned that on purpose, but it's really kind of... when I noticed that, I'm like, oh my goodness, that is a weird coincidence. We don't have Aaron this week, so we don't have the normal breakdown that we had for most of the other songs. So I did go online and try to find out as much information as I could. So the one thing I did find was that on tunebat.com, they had a breakdown of the song a little bit. I don't know how trustworthy it is, and without Aaron to back it up, take it for what it's worth. But tunebat.com said that this song was written in the key of D major, and it is 168 beats per minute. The beats per minute sounds about right compared to what Aaron's given us in the past. I don't know my keys and chords to save my life, though, so take that with a grain of salt. So what I did pick up on this song, the lyrics to the song have one of the weirdest rhyming patterns I've heard out of any of their songs thus far. Within each verse, so before you hit the chorus, there's actually like 3 mini verses. And each verse, there's an A, A, B, 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 C rhyming schedule. So before you hit your chorus, you've got A, A, B, 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 C, A, A, B, 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 C, A, A, B, 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 C, and then it finally gets to the chorus. And it is the weirdest setup for lyrics that I've seen out of any of their songs. It's really interesting.
I think so, too. I thought it was, I mean, it's definitely an Ed song, but I loved the Steven and Ed combination on this song. The vocally, it just was so... The live version was fantastic. To me, what made the song were the bongos. It just added that driving beat that just gave it a sense of urgency, which I thought added an interesting flavor to the song. I thought it was pretty cool.
I actually
on the live version, yeah, you have Santa playing on the live version.
I was gonna say I actually saw this performed live. This song performed live once. I went to the Bare Naked for the Holidays tour in New York at the Beacon Theater. And they actually had like a comedian who was like doing opening acts do the Michael Bublé part, which was really, really cool. You know, so that was fun.
Oh.
Yeah. So
that is interesting.
Yeah, I trying to find his name. I think it was Sean Cullen. Sean Cullen did the Michael Bublé part.
Oh, they had Sean Cullen doing it?
Yes. That was fun. I just looked it up on set list. So
if you haven't seen Sean Cullen, he is one of the 3 members of Corky and the Juice Pigs, who Bare Naked Ladies originally toured with. Well, Ed and Steve originally toured with through Canada when they first joined together. And by the way, anyone who loves Bare Naked Ladies should definitely go out and listen to Corky and the Juice Pigs. Their Pants album is absolutely hilarious. And one of the great things is that you actually get to hear you actually get to hear Kevin, before he joins Bare Naked Ladies, playing with Corky and the Juice Pigs, playing keyboards on the back of that album.
Cool.
That's pretty cool.
They are a comedy group that sings, and at the time, Bare Naked Ladies was a singing comedy. So they kind of blended and switched off, and Bare Naked Ladies was their opening act.
That's really, really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. I don't have a ton on the music of the song, but I love the lyrics for this song.
Let me say something, actually, about this song for me.
And
this is one of my favorite Christmas songs of the last, 10 years. It's like 15 years. I love this song so much. It's in my rotation, every single year. It drives my wife crazy, but this is, I put this in the middle of all my playlists every year. So...
It's so interesting. They rotate who's singing throughout this song. It starts with Steven, then Ed. And then the next verse, they have Michael Bublé and then Steven. And then after that, they have on the next one, Ed, then Michael Bublé. So they keep it going in the 3 order. But, so as I had mentioned before, in each verse, they have the 3 different mini verses. And so it would be, for the first verse, you have Steven, then Ed, and then Steven and Ed take the 3rd one. And then on the next set of verses, you have Michael, and then Steven, and then Michael and Steven sing the 3rd verse, or 3rd mini stanza. And then, again, for the 3rd. And it's really interesting the way they mix and blend those harmonies and everyone kind of being in there.
I definitely agree.
Indeed. It's such an interesting spin on things, and it feels like it's such a political song, even though it's kind of a funny song. And it makes me think of
Hermie.
What's his face? The elf that's a dentist in
Hermie, yeah.
the Christmas.
Hermie, yeah.
What's his name with the abominable snowman?
Hermie.
Hermie, the dentist. It makes me think
I want
of
to be
like
a dentist.
yeah, it makes me think of him and that whole crew and like they're singing it and there's kind of a frantic pace to it, which it's not a frantic song, but it's driven and it's serious. Like it's deadly serious from the elf's point of view. And just the play on words is so Ed, and I just love it. It's a great song. I would listen to this even if it's not Christmas.
They have some of the greatest rhymes in here and choice of words. So, like, at one point, they have a rhyme for your friends want to know, and they rhyme that with gizmos.
Yes.
Which, that is just amazing that they're like, let's find a way to make that work.
They make the rhymes work no matter what in this song, and that to me is very Ed. He makes it work. He plays with the words and fits them in ways that you wouldn't expect.
And it doesn't feel pushed.
You know what this is a lot like? Have you ever watched a behind the scenes of like a Lin-Manuel Miranda where he'll sit there and try to like almost like have a thesaurus in front of him, trying to make sure he matches up words and make sure they all make sense before he even starts singing a song? I could see that being a session for a song like this. Like, what rhymes? What makes sense? And that's what I almost feel like this is what it's like here.
Yeah. And they throw in words that you would never, like, a lot of people don't go around and use, like, aspirations. And then, you know, let's match that with imaginations. Like, holy, like, imagination's a normal word, but aspirations is not one of your, like, normal everyday words.
And yet there it is.
And there's nothing about this song that doesn't work. Nothing feels forced in this song.
Right. Exactly. Not like Another Postcard that just feels painfully pieced together. Sorry, you guys. I couldn't not mention it. This is natural. This is a natural outpouring. Another Postcard is just this duct taped together forced song, and it's just
You wait till we hit
awful.
1 week.
Oh my God. That was hysterical.
I have no problem with 1 week. 1 week is great.
I love the fact
Oh,
that
we'll
this is like,
get to it.
how come like it feels like every other week on the show you find a way to insult another postcard? Like every other week.
I can't help it. I'm vengeful that way. I hold a grudge, and it's
not that bad.
once it's in there, it's not coming out.
It's not that bad of a song.
I could totally change my mind and love. I could love Another Postcard, and I would never admit it now. At this point, it's just always. It's always going to be on my shit list. Pardon my language.
You're going to have to
You'll have
own
to
up to
bleep
that.
that out.
If Ed ever comes on the show, you're going to have to own up to that.
I'm going to question him about it. I'm going to get the behind-the-scenes story. We're going to have one segment or one episode just on me grilling Ed about Another Postcard.
So, if people have not heard this song yet, first of all, why didn't you listen earlier when we did a snippet of it? But second of all, if you haven't heard the whole thing through and through, I highly encourage you to go out. I don't care if you don't like Christmas songs. This is one of those songs that I think you need to go out and listen to.
You can listen to this song any time of the year. Yes, the topic is around Christmas, but really, it's great. It's great for anything.
It really is.
It's not your traditional Christmas
I will
song.
say.
No, but it does sound very Christmassy, and that's one of the things I like about it.
I will say.
Right.
I will say something here. I hate listening to Christmas music non-Christmas time. Just being completely honest. But when Tracy asked me to do this show, I'm like, it's Elf Lament. I have to. Like, I have to do it. This is the only exception to the rule. Like, it's perfect for this conversation.
And I had to listen. So I listened to this song like 10 times this week, and there was not a time that I was like, I am tired of listening to this song.
It's a great song.
This is one of those songs that throughout the week, I had to stop myself from singing with it. I know all the words. I know every note. Well, my kids might disagree with that last part. But I will sing with this song every single time. And so I'm sitting there trying to listen to all the different notes and all the different harmonies and all the different instruments in this. And I could not hold myself back from singing with this song. It is so catchy.
It's totally catchy. And it's the first note I wrote when I was listening to it was Ed plus Steve equals heart. That was it's got that rich, blended vocal quality that I just love from the two of them, and a driving song with interesting lyrics that tell a story that suck you in that you don't expect. It's a perfect BNL song. If you want, this is what BNL is to me, this song.
You know what's funny? I don't understand, though, how a song like this doesn't, get airplay during Christmas time. It doesn't get airplay, and I don't know why.
No.
The only song by Bare Naked Ladies Christmas that gets airplay, I think, is God Bless Me, Dear Gentleman. And this one should. This is such a great song and doesn't get any love, and I don't know why.
And it's one of their great originals. How many times are we looking for an original song out there for Christmas music where we're not going to hear the same rendition or a different rendition of the same exact song we've heard a million times before? This, honestly, I think if they played it on the radio, could be a Christmas classic because it is a different story than any other song.
I was just thinking. And I was watching on Screen Junkie, they do honest trailers. And last Christmas season, they did Elf. And they said, when they did Elf, that was the last original, really great Christmas classic. And I feel like this song could have been just like that if it actually got played on the radio when it first came out. It could have been an original Christmas classic that we all want.
I agree.
Yes. We need to start a movement.
Then maybe you'll see some improvement.
Indeed. I'll take all my another postcard rage and channel it into this song and getting this song played on the radio.
We should.
I'll use my rage for good.
We should all reach out to our radio stations and just start this huge movement at Christmas time.
Request this all over the place.
Yes.
And it's such a great story. I would love, honestly, to see this small 3-minute song taken and made into a movie.
Or like a 22-minute short.
It would be a really interesting movie.
They should do a claymation.
Like they did Rudolph and Frosty kind of thing. You made that into a short. Why not?
Yes. I want to see a claymation version of this. A 30-minute claymation with Hermie. They could go to the Island of Misfit Toys. They can have they can form a union and go to the Island of Misfit Toys. The lion can be the union leader and they can overthrow Santa's village.
Wow, I think I want to copyright that.
It's totally happening.
Santa has to give in.
You have to copyright that because that was amazing.
Who's with me? Thank you.
That's right.
If anybody is going to take that idea, I'm going to come after you because this is my idea and I'm on fire. So, yeah.
Anyways, as I was saying before I pull this way off topic again. So if you haven't heard this song before, this song is it's about the elves that work for Santa, that they are basically wanting to revolt and unionize, and they don't feel that they're being treated nicely by Santa Claus and getting a fair deal. And so they're ready to take it to Santa and say, we're done. Treat us nice or we're done. And then what are you going to do for Christmas?
Santa will collapse without the elves, so he better freaking pay attention to their demands.
And there's nothing nice from these elves. It's like they're trying to be nice, but they're being angry Canadians because it's that passive aggressiveness that's kind of underneath all of it, where they're just they'll call him a fat man. They're just going along, they're like the fat man, or they'll say, well, that silly red hat. They just like to every now and then they'll throw out these little attacks on him.
Rightly so. He's a glory hog.
Santa's the glory hog.
That's something I've never heard. That's fantastic.
I find that tough to swallow.
That's fantastic, though. Wasn't that the whole,
I'm just wound
isn't that half
up.
the story of Rudolph? That he can't do anything without the reindeer anyway? That's half the story of Rudolph.
Santa gets all the glory and totally relies on everybody else and treats Rudolph like for the whole thing until suddenly he needs something, which is Rudolph guiding him through the storm. Until then, he has no interest. Like, what the hell, Santa?
Blake, I think we need a new podcast where we give Michelle a movie and we just let her do a synopsis of that movie.
I tear it to pieces.
I got plenty of open slots in the lineup. Have fun. I should team you up with my brother-in-law.
Your honest trailers.
I should team you up with my brother-in-law. It'd be so entertaining. Because
Oh, I have to be in a certain mood.
Like tonight, apparently.
Too much coffee, not enough chocolate, slightly tired, and go.
Go!
Oh, man.
Now, there is a fan-made video out there.
Is it claymation?
It's all right. I don't want to say it's claymation. It's
a joke.
A cartoon, but it's done on
By the way,
Adobe.
did you notice that joke went over Tracy's head? Like it totally went over his head.
Yeah.
No, I just...
You had me at claymation.
Thank you. I was going for a callback. I really was.
Oh.
He's never going to invite me on again.
I'm never going to live that down.
He's never going to call me on the show again.
No, I'm the whipping boy of the show. I know that. It's been a long time. Bobby hasn't been on for quite some time, so I don't have a lot more to say about this song other than I really love it. I would say that it's probably one of Ed's best songs that he's written.
It's so Ed. It's so perfectly Ed, and I love it.
You know what I'm curious about? Because it's a shame we didn't have Aaron here. Because I know he's not usually high on the holiday songs. And I'd love to know his opinion on this. Because this is typically not a typical holiday song. So I'd love to know what he thought.
I bet he likes it. I'm going to speak for Aaron and say that he likes it. I'm not going to be so bold as to give it his score, because I don't know. But I bet he digs it.
He probably will. But he's going to have to give us his review by the end of the year, because otherwise I'm going to make him give a review for all the ones he's missed, so...
Ooh.
So between now and then, I hope he catches up a little bit.
And for each one that he has to do, I'll do another piece of another postcard and why I disdain. Like just
shows,
one little sliver. I'll take each line and tell you why.
Tracy, this is how you get your weeks off later in the year. You just do this.
Should we do ratings?
Sure.
Please.
So there was a line in this song that just stuck out to me and it cracked me up. And it has no relation to my love of the song. But we're going to go for ratings. We're going to choose how many crappy little gizmos we give this song. It just seemed to suit. And Blake, since you listen, you know this. We rate from 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest, another postcard, 5 being the highest. So let's start with you as the guest. How many crappy little gizmos do you give this song on a scale of 1 to 5?
You know, it's interesting because I think when I was last on, it was for Break Your Heart. And I think I threw a 4 out there for Break Your Heart. And that's I love that song. And all seriousness, this song is, for me, one of my all-time, like I said at the beginning, one of my all-time favorite Christmas songs. Like, period. Love this song. As far as Bare Naked Ladies, though, I can't put it, like, at the 1 week if I had $1 million level. I just can't do that. That's where my 5s are. Can't go that high. So, what I'm going to go at, I'm going to go in 5, if that works here. I love this song, and I'm going to throw it there.
Excellent. Tracy, how many crappy little gizmos do you give this song?
I almost feel like this should be an automatic, like, reverse rating. Because we're giving crappy gizmos.
Oh, right. But we can't because that will screw up everything.
That will mess up the whole the page. But I'm trying to see what else we have for Christmas songs up here. And there's nothing up here that's going to compete from what I'm seeing.
No.
So this is, in terms of Christmas songs, this is one of the ones that is, it is my highest rating for a Christmas song on this whole album. It is unique, funny, clever. The music is extremely catchy, upbeat. It sounds Christmassy. but it's just enough not Christmassy that I can listen to it throughout the year if I wanted to. I never turn it off. I don't care what time of the year it is. I will still listen to this song. I hate to do this because I also know what else is up there at the same level. But as a Christmas song, I have to put it up there. 5.
Whoa! Wow! Whoa!
I'm choking on my own.
I did not see that coming.
I am shocked. I'm choking. I can't even. I honor your score. I'm not going to question that.
Wow.
I'm just shocked. I'm not shocked, I guess. I don't know. I have to process. I don't know how I feel about it. My rating for this score, I again love this score. I almost went a little bit higher, but I felt like where I'm at, I'm good. When we do our score adjustments at the end of the year, I may move this up a little higher because it's damn good. But I give this score of 4.25. So
Respect.
even though I'm the lowest in this group, I love it. It's a great song, and I kind of feel like I want to move it up.
You just feel bad because I came in such a high score.
Well, and when I heard Blake's score, I was like, oh, I should have given it that. Is it too late? Is it too late to change? Can I change my score?
No, you can.
So I'm going to be right on point with Blake and give it a 4.5 because it's good. I love this song. So
Yeah, like it's respectable. It's in the 4s. I mean, that's...
It's got the energy of what I'm looking for when I listen to the Bare Naked Ladies. If it's not going to be one of Steven's gut-wrenching, rip-your-heart-out songs, this is the second thing that I want from the Bare Naked Ladies, which is the wordplay, the energy, the great vocals. It's got it all. So,
Well, and the other thing that I mentioned it quickly in passing, but we never really came back to, is the amazing, gorgeous 3-part harmonies that are in the middle of this song for the verse.
I make toys, but I've got aspirations. Make some noise, use your imagination. Girls and boys, before you wish for what you wish for, there's a list for who's been naughty or nice, but consider the price to an elf.
It makes you just... The notes that they picked are absolutely beautiful. You can pick any note in that harmony and still have fun with it.
exactly.
And Michael, I never knew how much I wanted Michael Bublé on a Bare Naked Ladies song until I heard this song.
And then it makes perfect
It
sense.
really does.
And then
Yeah.
you're like, oh, this.
His velvety voice mixed in with theirs.
It's perfect.
It's just a perfect mix.
So as it stands right now, the song is at a 4.67 without Aaron, and that puts it right below convention years,
Wow.
which I think is perfect. I think that's perfect. We'll see how Aaron skews the score, and that's okay.
If he brings it down or brings it up, but it's right there with Deck the Stills too.
And Deck the Stills. So it's right up there, and I think it deserves to be. So
Yeah.
hot damn.
Which I also gave that a 5, and I looked at that, I'm like, yes, that is right there. This song to me is on par with that song. This is what I wish those two songs are what I wish this whole album was. There are other songs on this album that just bottom it out for me, and we'll see that. Like, it's going to come out to be a good album in the end for me, but there are some that really are going to drag the bottom on this one.
There are certain songs that don't deserve to live.
I would
We'll
like to
just
see
say.
them be original with all the songs
Yeah.
and just have fun with them like they did with this. And if the whole album was this, I would be listening to it all year long.
Right. Agreed.
And so speaking of the appearance for this week is the live version with Santa playing the bong.
Watch it. Listen to it. Embrace it. Love it. It's so good.
It is. There are some live versions that aren't worth watching and listening to. This is one that is totally worth watching.
Watch it. It's totally... I don't know what it is, Blake. I'm not usually this outspoken,
Maybe it's me.
I don't think.
Maybe it's me.
So I appreciate you being on the episode and sharing in this with me. I'm excited.
I will say something real fast. You know what the video reminded me of? Have you ever seen the Oak Ridge Boys Santa song music video from the live? I thought that reminded me of.
Yes. The Oak Ridge Boys. Holy moly.
Santa song was like a family favorite, so that's one of those songs that I always look up at Christmas time. Their live version on PBS, that's what that reminded me of. The Santa coming across the stage and going crazy, having a good time.
Yes.
So there you go.
That's the best. That's the best. I love that.
So, Blake, where can people find you?
Let me take a breath, and here we go. All right. First of all, obviously, we are all a part of the Filling the Void Podcast Network, which I took over back in April, and we keep growing. Like, every time I'm talking to people, we're adding shows. Like, we have a lot of stuff happening and changing and adding, which is fun. As we're recording this, actually, I just got the first episode of a new TV show that's going up. So, that's pretty cool.
Sweet.
So, as we're recording this, so we are getting new shows, like, literally every week. That's number one. Number two, you can hear me on the Blake and Sal Show every single Friday. It comes out every Friday. I also have D5, The Mighty Ducks, which Tracy and Aaron are both on this first season. And we talk about the Mighty Ducks.
As a matter of fact, just to interrupt you real quick, Blake, Aaron was on last week's show as of this airing.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. And we talk about the Mighty Ducks 5 minutes at a time. We talk about the first movie. Also, and I'm going to break some news here.
Ooh.
Break some news on your show. And I can't give full details, but the Blake and Sal Show, Boilers Retrocast, one of my other shows, and Clerks Minute Beyond, and one other show that I can't mention because it's not official, will be live at the Wisconsin Comic Convention at the end of June.
Wow.
We were doing shows. The first time ever. We were doing straight up panels at the Wisconsin Comic Con. Like at the end of June. I can't give any other details away. I'm not allowed. But I'm trying to get this out to as many people as know what's going on. Like it's a very big deal. We've never done this before. So it's really, really a lot of fun. I've been podcasting for 6 years. This is my first ever live show. So this is
going to be awesome. Oh, so, man.
That's excellent.
Like I've already booked a special guest for the Blake and Sal Show. And we have like a late night time slot for Clerks Minute, which is really, really cool. Like there's a lot of stuff going on. And my son is going to be podcasting with me soon. And he's doing a show with me too. So there's a lot going on. Yes, my son, my soon-to-be 11-year-old son is going to be stepping in front of a microphone soon, like sometime in May, and doing shows with me, monthly show with me. So that's a big deal. So a lot going on for me.
That is a huge deal.
That is a full podcast plate.
You'll have 3 generations going
a lot going on in my world. I joked with my with one of my buddies earlier, because we're talking about comic book conventions, that I'm getting them into Wizard World in Philly. I'm in the Wizard World, and we're talking. He's like, "Do you ever take a break?" I'm like, "I love this stuff. This is like my favorite thing to do. Like it goes like my wife and my son and my podcast life are literally my 2 favorite things in the world. Like that is the truth."
That's awesome.
And I will say, as the network director, I'm so happy to have you guys on board.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just to be honest with you. A
We're
lot of
happy
people,
to be on.
I have a lot of shows that come on. They're consistent. You guys and like the All About Disney podcast are the most consistent shows on our network by far. The most consistent and entertaining shows we have, and I love you guys. So,
thank you.
Well, thank you
We're
very
happy
much.
to be here.
So there you go. All my plugs are good.
And I have to say, this is one of my fun times of the week. I look forward to doing this every single week. So
that is all my plugs. You can wrap up.
Well, I had my wrap up written in a different way, so I'm trying to figure it out. Hold on one second. Anyone who listens to the end credits will understand how I had this written in a very different way.
Please listen.
You know what? Just for the hell of it, I am going to go back to the other thing and throw everyone. This will make everyone have to listen to the other part, because I can't rewrite this ending for this really bad pun. So I'm just going to switch over to the other voice and do the ending here. So just to give a little backstory, I'm an elf. You know where they can find me? They can find me giving Santa a really hard time. We will break the fat man. I really think that this year is the year that he will give in to our demands. Papa Noel, if he is not careful, is about to make a big mistake. And if he's not careful, then he is going to be very disappointed on Christmas Eve night when he finds no presents are ready for him. If that happens, I estimate it will take him a year to believe that it's over. It'll take him 2 more to get over the loss. And then he'll cave to our demands. So humans, get yourself ready for 3 really hard winters. Oh, by the way, I have a friend who works over in the mail department. You know what she says to me every November when the mail really starts to come in?
What?
I can't believe it when they write him these letters. I just can't believe it. We used to date, you know. She blamed me for the breakup. You know, I can still remember the taste of her lip gloss.
Oh, my.
So I hope those stories helped you to ease you into next week. I still don't know what the song is for next week, though. It looks like some kind of code or something. Michelle, do you understand this code?
Yeah, I think I know exactly what song we're going to be doing next week. From those lyrics, I'm guessing it's Enid.
Yes. You got it. And there was just no way to rewrite that.
No.
I almost want to apologize to people for that.
They'll enjoy the outtakes because of that.
Oh, yes.
Now. It'll make a little more sense.
Oh, no, it'll probably make just as little sense as that did.
That's okay.
That's the actor in me, not the writer, obviously. So thank you for joining us today, Blake.
Thank you, Blake.
It was a lot of
so
fun.
Good to have you here.
Thank you for having me on. This was a lot of fun.
And join us next week for Enid.
Yes. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Naughty or nice, but consider the price.
Naughty or nice, but consider the price.
Naughty or nice, but consider the price to an elf.
Welcome to the Bare Naked? Tracy did not tell me that this had anything to do with nudity. I cannot. Well, at least we're not recording this. Okay. Well, welcome to the Bare Naked ABCs. Tracy is taking a week off, so he has asked me to step in. He told me that no one would notice the difference between our voices, but personally, I think mine is a little bit deeper. My name is Samuel Chavez. What? Were you expecting some elvish pun? 1, names are not funny. 2, that is something that Tracy does. And 3, I changed my name when I came of age. It is a homage to the great human union leaders. But more on that later. Right now, I need to introduce to you the 2 humans who will be human-splaining to me why this is a good song. So I guess it is my honor. Are you still there, Blake? Okay. It is my honor to introduce to you the 2 humans who will be human-splaining to me why this is a good song. So I guess it is my honor to have Michelle joining us.
Hello.
And also from some podcasts where they talk about people who are standing around talking about mundane things with lots of swears involved, we have Blake Reilly.
Hi. Thanks for having me on the show. This is really a lot of fun.
Blake, why doesn't your name have some silly human pun in it?
I have no idea. I didn't think about coming on.
Can you explain that to me? I mean, well, why isn't your name something that is meant to make us elves laugh hilariously at your expense?
I don't know. I honestly do not know.
Well, anyways, we're here tonight to talk about the song Elf's Lament from the holiday album from Bare Naked Ladies, of course. It was written by Ed Robertson, and I personally helped to write this song with him. He came up to the North Pole. We knew that he was gonna write this Bare Naked Ladies album in order to the holiday album, so we invited him up, and so we asked him to come up. And when Santa was looking the other way, I grabbed Ed and I pulled him aside and I told him about our problems that we were having up there, and knowing that he's the big political rights person that he is, he agreed to write this wonderful song about our problems as elves.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
So we should probably take a moment and talk a little bit about this song. But I was reading through here, and you don't have Aaron this week?
We don't. He's off doing some human rights work.
Well, I guess we're just going to have to break down this song as much as we can. I don't know anything about music. Tracy had told me nothing that I would have to do anything with this. Blake, do you know anything about music?
I definitely am not as good as Aaron is, but I can tell you, no, I can't. I can't even do it. I can't do what Aaron does. He. There are times, I'll admit, he goes off on these tangents that I feel like I'm back in music. Like, it's crazy.
All right, I'm going to pause right here. I get the feeling that this is not working. This is a bad joke.
No, the voice isn't working. No.
And I'm okay with that.
Wow.
Not all jokes can work.
You tried something. Put that in post at blooper reel, because that was.
Okay, I'll put it in the blooper reel afterwards. All right, I'm going to go back and start from the beginning.
People can see how bad that was.
The awkward silence as no one thinks it's funny.
To celebrate joining Pantheon Podcasts, Rock Camp, the podcast, the official podcast of Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp, is giving away a guitar signed by Mike Portnoy of Dream Theater, Marty Friedman, formerly of Megadeth, and legendary shredder Zakk Wylde, plus our rockstar counselors like Vinny Appice, Monty Pittman, and more. To enter to win, simply follow, rate, and review our podcast on your preferred platform, and that's all you have to do. For more information, go to rockcamp.com/podcast.